All right, here we are on a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account. We're going to be going over all the tips and everything you need to know on your first day of playing Raid. Starting off with, of course, use a promo link. You get a bunch of free stuff. You get a free legendary champion, 3 more rare champions, depending on what code you go for. You get a ton of free stuff. Just start with a promo link. Trust me. Tip number 2, when choosing your starter champion, you're going to want to go with Kale. He brings poisons, which are pretty important in the early game, especially when you don't have other champions that have poison. And he's just the most efficient out of the 4. You can choose whichever one you want. You can make any of them work. They will definitely work. But Kale's the most efficient. Now, we just completed the tutorial. And first thing you want to do is go into promo codes. You can get yourself a free legendary. There's a few different options right now for what legendary you can get. I'm going to go with Tholin, code DemonSlayer. I'll put the rest in the description in case you want a different champion. We're going to go with Tholin on this account. And once you put the promo code in, there he is. And we can just collect him right there along with all this other free stuff, including this legendary, which came from the promo link. Use a promo link. Helps a ton. Now, you're past the tutorial. You've gotten your free legendary from your promo link. What now? Well, first and foremost, we're just going to collect all this free stuff that it gives you at the start of the game. And if you're starting before August 20th, the Lemnisci Chase, which I'm definitely butchering, will still be active, and you'll be able to get another legendary. You can get 3 legendaries starting Raid right now if you use the promo link, a promo code, and you get Lemnisci. That legendary. All right, so we're past the tutorial. We've claimed our free champion through the promo code. What's our next objective? Well, we want to get to level 3. The apprenticeship pass unlocks at level 3, and I'll go ahead and do that. Just farm some campaign. Try and make it as far as you can until you hit level 3, and I'll explain exactly why. All right, and just like that, we are level 3. So if we head back to the Bastion here, as you can see, the apprenticeship pass unlocks. We'll just go into that and get rid of all this tutorial stuff. All right, so now we have the apprenticeship pass unlocked. And as you can see, this top row here, it gives you a ton of free stuff. And in order to unlock this stuff, we need to, well, first and foremost, we can do some of these daily challenges. Make sure you're doing these every day. They're pretty easy. But we also get a ton of points from this pass by leveling up Kale, which is exactly what our main goal is at the start of Raid here. At the start of Raid, what you want to do is try and get one of your champions to level 60. In this case, I'm going to do Kale. Kale's a little bit easier than, say, Tholin, because Tholin's a legendary. He's a bit harder to get fully built out, booked up, and all that. So I'm going to go with Kale, and a benefit of that being you unlock stuff through the apprenticeship pass much faster. So we know we want to get Kale to level 60 as fast as we can. But how exactly do we go about doing that? Well, I'm going to go back into campaign here and just keep farming these a bit, trying to get as far as we can. And until we hit level 4, we'll unlock the tavern. And the tavern's going to be paramount in upgrading champions. So I'll just go ahead and farm some campaign here and be right back. All right, and here we are, level 4. We unlock Crusader. And if we head back to the Bastion, I was wrong. It's level 6. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, one thing I didn't mention, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now, is in the Apprenticeship Pass, you get 6 pieces of lifesteal gear here. So we're going to go ahead and claim those. And we're going to throw those on our Kale because he's the one that's going to be farming. So we'll go ahead and equip him with all of these. Okay, and with him equipped with those, we're actually going to go ahead and upgrade all of these to level 8. Now, the golden rule... Oh, what the heck? Okay. Had a ton of difficulty upgrading those. I don't know what was going on there. What I was saying... Also ignore that these are level 9. The game kind of screwed me there. But I would upgrade all these to level 8 and leave them there. It gets exponentially more expensive the higher you go upgrading these. So if I was to upgrade these to, well, it's locked right now, 12 or God forbid 16, it would cost a ton of silver to do so. And raid ultimately, from what I found at least, is a game of resource management. The number one rule of raid is you don't want to spend resources ever. Never spend resources unless there's a purpose to it. And we'll go over exactly when you want to spend your resources later on. It's not as important right now. What you need to know is just focus on farming campaign, focus on getting your kale up to level 60, and we'll go over all the rest of the stuff later. All right, and with our gear upgrade, we'll be able to go through these a little bit faster. Okay, and we just hit level 6. So if we go back to the Bastion, now we've unlocked the tavern. Okay, so now that we've unlocked the tavern, I can explain exactly how we were going to get Kale to level 60. So if you're really new to raid, the stars on champions represent the max level they can hit. So Kale here being 3 stars, he can hit level 30. Now, in order to upgrade his rank, we need to feed champions into Kale that are of the same rank. It's also the number of champions you need to feed him are also the same as the rank. So for Kale here, being a 3-star champion, we need to sacrifice 3 3-star champions. Now, the other way that we can upgrade champions without sacrificing others are through these chickens you can see at the top here. And actually, if we go into the apprenticeship pass here, you can see we have 3 3-star chickens in here. So we just go ahead and collect these real quick and go back into the tavern. As you can see, if we wanted to rank up the Kale, we have 3 3-star chickens, so we can rank him up. However, he needs to be max level in order to do so. So he needs to be level 30, and then we can rank him up. Speaking of level, because we're just trying to get the Kale in as fast as we can, we're going to pump 4 brews into him. This is the only time you want to be using brews outside of some other events. We'll go into exactly where you want to be using brews, but this is one of the resources that you do not want to spend. Same with any other resource in the game. Hold on to them. You do not want to be wasting your resources, especially like don't put a XP barrel into Kale here. Like that's useless. It's wasteful. It's so wasteful. It would hurt my soul to see that. But now that we have Kale, leveled up a bit with a couple brews just to get us through some more of these stages, we're going to go ahead and continue going. We're going to go into campaign. We're going to try and get as far as we can using Kale. And then a couple champions that we're going to use as food. Now, knowing what champions that you're going to want to keep and that you're not going to want to keep is a little difficult. For the most part, any 2-star champion, you can go ahead and use them as food. 3-star champions are a little more difficult. I'd recommend looking up any rare champion that you get to see if they're worth keeping, worth building out, or if they're just a food champion. All right, and with that, we have gotten our Kale to level 30. So, we are going to go into the tavern here, upgrade rank on the Kale. We're just going to use the chickens here. And just like that, we have Kale at rank 4. I'm going to throw, I don't know, 10 of these in there just to get them back up to level 30 so we can continue going with where we had left off. Again, this is the only time you want to do this. This is the exception to the rule. Do not just do this on a consistent basis. But while we're here, let's collect some stuff. Just from going through and farming, we did all those. Got some quests done here. Oh, okay. I just claimed that on accident, sort of. I'm just used to clicking shit. But these full energies, unless you're forced to take them, don't take them yet. You have a ton of energy. You can hold on to those and wait. And because we have leveled up our account to level 10, we also get Tagore. So like, for example, these energy brews here, I'm just going to leave them there. They're good for 99 days. I don't need them right now, so I'm just going to leave them. What else do we got? More stuff here. Once again, energy. No time limit on that, so I'm just going to leave it there. into the tournament. Okay, again, energy, not going to claim that. This is our novice tournament. If you can win this, I would definitely try to. It's not really that big of a deal, but every bit helps, especially if you're going to be playing free-to-play like I am on this account. Every tiny thing to get ahead will definitely help. Energy there, can leave it. Champion training event. Grab all of this, leave the energy. Once again, gonna leave the energy. Oh, time until next. Yeah. So we have until, it's currently 8 o'clock here. I have until 6 o'clock my time tomorrow. So I'm gonna leave that and try and get this under cap so we can start regenning there. Now, for the market, it's important to note that in the market you can get ancient shards. So you want to be checking the market as much as possible. Also, something that I've come into the habit of doing is just grabbing every mystery shard. 5,000 silver is like nothing. And getting a good stockpile of these is good. Once again, you do not want to pull, like you're going to get an ancient shard here soon. Okay, well, I had to go through the progressive chance tutorial thing. When you get shards, do not be pulling them. The only ones you ever want to pull are mystery shards, and only ever when you need them. When you run out of champions to be food, that's when you'll use them. But all these other shards, you want to save them for when an event or something happens. Again, we'll go over all that later on. I'm actually going to go into the tavern here and just double check. Let's see. We have some books for Kale. So once again, you never want to be throwing books into champions, but our Kale is the exception. We just want to get him as powerful as we can, as fast as we can. So I'm going to throw the 2 books in there. We hit the A3 on both. And I'm also going to go ahead and ascend him as much as we can. Just 2 stars. Just gives a little bit of a stat boost, as you can see on the bottom here. Not much, but we want to get Kale as powerful as we can. And because of that, we've unlocked a few more of these apprentice challenges, which means we get more rewards, more books, which we can instantly go throw into the Kale as well. Just going to collect some of this. Again, energy, I'm going to leave that. But we can go back to the Kale in the tavern and upgrade these skills again, hopefully hitting the A2. No, we hit the A1. Completely missing the A2. That's fine. And with that, we'll go make sure we continue doing this. We get 20 more brews. And as you can see, we do get chickens for doing this. So it's good to make sure we're collecting all this. Make sure we're getting these daily challenges done. So when our Kale does hit level 40, we'll have an easier time of getting him to 50 with these 2 chickens there. But with that, we'll just collect some of our stuff here from 3-starring most of this. And we'll see if we can continue farming through campaign here with our Kale now upgraded a little bit. We'll see if it's possible to do it with just our food champions here. But I'm going to continue blasting campaign, and I'll see you in a bit. All right. I have made it as far as I can using Kale and food. And 2-starred as much as I can with Kale and Tholin. Go ahead and collect that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the missions here. These are important to get done, especially in your first week. So I'm going to focus on these for a bit. Make sure to do the challenges here, especially the artifact ones, because they're a bit of a pain. Just get these done early. Then you don't have to go back and do them later. And I'm going to go ahead and focus on those for a bit here and just fly through these. These are important to do because as you can see at the bottom here, you get 300 gems. We're going to need a lot of gems at the start here. Thankfully, the game does give you quite a bit because we want to max out our gem mine. And we also want to buy our masteries for our Kale here. So buying masteries takes 800 gems, maxing out the mine here. There's 3 levels, each at 500, 1,500 gems. So we need a lot. And the main way we're going to get them is from the missions here. As you can see, 300 there. And then also 3-starring campaign, we get gems throughout that, doing that through hard, get more gems there, and also brutal. So as we go through campaign, just making sure to knock off some of those challenges and missions as we go is important. God damn game, so many pop-ups. So I'm going to focus on those, and we'll see you in a bit here. All right, one thing I do want to note here, challenges and missions are the only other time that I would give the exception of spending stuff. So like this one, 4 XP brews at the tavern. Like I say, you don't really want to be spending XP brews, but in order to get the mission done, it's fine to throw 4 of these into the kale here. One other thing with the missions here, they do actually do a good job of taking you through a bunch of different aspects of the game. Clearing the keep here, fighting in classic arena, going through Minotaur, showing you how masteries work, that sort of thing. So they are good to like teach you different aspects of the game and stuff. So when you do get stuck on campaign like I am here, it's good to go through, kind of learn the things, and then once you're through these, go ahead and focus back on campaign again. All right, so I've progressed through the missions a little bit here and reached this one where you got to get 1 life artifact from clearing every stage in the castle there. It's important to note that in the artifacts here, same thing. So I'm going to go through and complete those at the same time. There's more like that as you go further into the missions here, right here, offense artifacts. So once you complete the challenges here, it will also have the same thing where you got to get offense ones from the stage 2 there. All right, I've been grinding campaign for a while. Let's check that out. Got some more stuff here. We got all the way to 11. Only 3 starred up to 5, though. That's fine. I can go through and do that later. But we have some ranking up to do. I've got a bunch of champions here to rank up. So we'll do these real quick. And then the 2 stars. Pop those up to 3. All right. And then we can take our 3s. We don't. Okay. Thanks, game. Get out of the way. Unlock those. Sacrifice. Actually, we'll do that. We don't need that guy. And do we have enough? We only have 2. So we need 1 more 3-star. And then we can take the Caleb. Because if we go to the apprentice pass here, got 2 4-star chickens right there. So we just need 2 more for the kale here. And of course, we're not going to be feeding our Tagore. So we need 1 more 4-star. That'll be this chick right here, which means we need 1 more 3-star, which means he's right there. I might be able to do this real quick, actually. Let me summon some mystery shards, see if we can get, hopefully, yeah, 2 2-stars. Let's go. Perfect. Then we can take this guy up and take the war priest up. All right. And take the kale up. So both of those and both of these. And kale is now 5 stars. Let's go. Looks like we also have a book. Yes, we have 2 books for him. And on this note, kale is a rare champion. Don't use epic books on a rare champion. It's just not worth it. You don't get very many of them, but you get a shit ton of these rare books. So just use the rare books. Save your epics for epic champions. Legendary for legendary champions. That sort of thing. What do we got here? We almost have the A2 booked out, which is great. What else do we got? Completed more missions. We also got, oh, we had overflow. We totally didn't need to summon some champs there. That's fine. We also got Ugo. Perfect. Collect all of that. And we'll have more stuff for upgrading Kale here. What else do we got? I believe all of these are energy, so I'm actually going to leave them. That's fine. And quests energy. Got some more gems there. Hell yes. Gear enhancement is silver. Champion training. Ooh, we got some stuff here. Some more gems and other skill tomes. We'll throw that into the kale. All right. Now we got the A2 fully booked, A3 fully booked. Looking good there. We can't ascend him, can we? Oh, yes, we can to 4 stars, which is perfect because when you hit 3 stars on a champion, like here, I'll show you. Every champion on 3 stars, something will happen. So, like for his A2 here, it has an extra 15% chance of critting. And turn meter was already there. Yeah, so it adds the 15% chance of critting, which is great considering the fact that our crit chance is only 30%. That'll be perfect. We'll send him up. Increase our stats a little bit. Again, we don't want to use that book. That's energy. Anything with the pass. There we are. Which means we get these, which means we can probably ascend Kale once again. Yep, there we are. 5-star ascended as well. And that means we get more. This is exactly why I like to do Kale as the first one, because it's so easy with that pass to get him fully ascended, fully booked out. We just need one more book here, I believe. Yeah, one more book and it'll be fully ascended. So with that, we have Kale at 5. I'm going to go through and try and 3-star as much of the campaign as I can just to get the Kale leveled up a little bit. And then hopefully by the time I get through as much as I can, we will be able to pass through here with the Kale. And I will see you guys in a minute. All right, I think I might call it there for the night. Collect the rest of the free shit. It's fucking late. I gotta go to bed. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, here we are in the morning. Still day 1, technically. We got most of the day today. And we're just gonna keep going on the campaign, try and get our KO leveled up here, get as far as we can. The farther we get, the more XP we get. All right, so it's been quite a few hours later. I've been grinding through a bunch of the campaign here. As you can see, we are a bit into hard, and normal is almost 3-starred. We just have these 2 left. That means we got a bunch of stuff to collect here. We'll go ahead and collect all of these if the game doesn't lag out. There we are. Collect all of those. And we're 50 gems away from being able to put masteries in our Kale, which I think I'm going to do first. Some people like to fully do the mine first, but I'm going to try doing the masteries first on the Kale there, and then do the mine afterwards. But on the missions here, which I've been kind of trying to go through whenever we're stuck on the campaign, we're on to an Ascended Champion to level 3. So, a tip for that, as you can see, say we want to do Tholin, right? We want to get him up. Well, this is going to be really expensive for an early game. So, what I recommend is actually if we take one of these guys up to rank 3 and ascend one of these. Okay, of course I don't have force potions. We'll go farm some force potions, but it's much cheaper to do, say, an uncommon champion than it is to do a epic or rare champion. So you might as well, for the purpose of getting through the missions, just ascend one of these. They're going to be food anyways. Yeah, we're going to get rid of them, but it's super cheap. It's not that difficult to get those potions. I'm actually going to go and grab some of them right now. All right, went ahead and farmed some potions there. We're able to send her up now. And just like that, we've completed the mission. Super cheap way to do it. We're on to the affinity bonus. Now, with these, a lot of people who are just starting out are like, well, attack, that's important, right? What you want to do is you want to upgrade your accuracy nodes. Now, you don't want to use your medals and upgrade these unless it's a CBC under normal circumstances. Of course, we're on a mission that's saying to do it, so it's the one exception. But we'll go ahead and because our Kale is Magic Affinity, we're going to upgrade the Magic Affinity after I go farm some more Classic Arena. I've been kind of not doing that super well. Can I even do that? I can do that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so I've gone ahead and done that. I should have enough metals now to upgrade this. There we are. Also, when it comes to the clan, just join a random clan. You're going to be leaving this probably. And just scroll through and make sure that everyone's been on within the last day or so, 2 days probably. You're probably going to leave this clan within a week or so it doesn't really matter too much. All right, back to campaign. This really is your life for the first bit of this game. It definitely gets better, trust me. You just got to get through, get your first 60, and you actually unlock the rest of the game. All right. I have got some stuff to do today, so I'm going to have to go do that. I'm going to continue on my phone and in the background to farm campaign as much as possible, keep getting through as many stages as I can, and we'll probably check in tomorrow. Was a pretty successful day one. All right. I have been grinding on the fucking campaign for a while. I shouldn't swear.